Maybe you just relapsed. Maybe you were going to relapse, but you still remember the shame you have every time you relapse and you want to know how to deal with it. In this video, I'll cover exactly that. But before talking about all of it, who am I? My name is Wesley, and my mission is to help prevent 1,000 men from killing themselves because of their addiction to adult content. Literally getting to suicidal thoughts because of the addiction of watching porn on their phone. Repetitively, right? These are my type of videos, and if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. Also, visualize this. You see the girl of your dreams outside, and it's time right now. You could be approaching her, right? She's the perfect 10 out of 10. You could see her as the mother of your children. But what happened? You see her and you don't approach her. Why is that? Because you fear the rejection. You don't have self-confidence high enough to approach girls. You don't have enough testosterone in your life to go and approach women. And you don't even feel the need to approach women. You don't have this dissatisfaction in your life to make you want to go and approach women. Your brain and your own self is so used to fapping every day to corn on your phone that you feel like you don't need to approach women. You don't have a need to approach women because your sexual desires are already fulfilled. They are fulfilled by your phone. So you don't feel like you need a woman in your life to fulfill that pleasure because you already get some from your phone. And that's how current companies actually keep you addicted. They play on your desires, your sexual desires, and make you kind of able to enjoy them even though you don't put in any effort to get the girl and get a girl you like. So you don't have to search anymore for any girl because you have your phone by your side. You don't need to maintain a good relationship with a girl because you have it on your phone. You don't need to go and fear the rejection of other girls because you just have it on your phone and your phone will never reject you, right? So they make you addicted to this and you become addicted, and now approaching women seems like a big challenge. And that's why you oftentimes see on internet videos about cold approaching, right? Cold approaching girls, cold emailing girls, cold texting girls, every cold thing you can think about. People invented that because they saw that people that keep on fapping every day to corn have so low of a self-confidence that now they can't even cold approach girl, and they can't even approach girl at the first place. So now they call it cold approach and try to give you tips on how to cold approach, where someone that is high self-confidence, that doesn't fap every day, so and has high testosterone, such, I'll take an example, right? The only example I know is me, right? I don't need a strategy to approach a girl. If a girl is there and I like her, I will just approach her, right? I just go up to her and I start talking with her. And if she don't like me, it's okay, right? It's just things that happen. Not every girl in the world can like me. And I'm actually glad it is that, because if every girl in the world would like me, it would be kind of boring. So it has to be like a little bit of challenge, right? And that's the good point. When I go up to a girl, I just see, are we a good fit? Like, is she good for me? Do I actually like her? Do I like the way she's thinking? Oh, okay, we start talking and I don't really like the way she's talking. All right, it's just not good for me, and I'll go continue my life and I'll find another girl. But that's coming because I have an healthy brain. I have something working for me, and I want you to be in the same case, be able to approach women in the street. So if you actually want this for yourself also, just look at the first thing down in the description, and that will continue directly with the video about the shame. Before dealing with the shame, you have to first understand where is that shame coming from. And in order for me to explain you that, I'll first make an example with depression. When you have depression, you have this depression because you have this feeling of not wanting your life. This feeling is coming because you know deep down that you're not living the life you could be living. You're not accomplishing everything that you could be accomplishing. And you look at people that have depression and they all have the same type of life. They do something they don't like. When they go home, they watch TV or they do something else as a distraction. Oftentimes they have an addiction also in their circle of things to do. And They live on repeat the same life over and over. They don't do anything fulfilling in their life. They only work, watch TV or any other distraction, eat, and go to sleep. And sometimes they have their other addiction that I don't know about, right? But this depression comes, and these burnouts come from depression for the same reason why. It's because you're not doing something fulfilling, and you know deep down that you're not doing anything fulfilling. But this feeling of depression that you tend to think of as a way to you go and relax, go and do something else, this feeling of depression is only a way for you, a message coming from your brain telling you, hey, go do something else, go and do something fulfilling. But people misinterpret that and think, oh damn, I have depression, I need antidepressants, I need like pills in order for me to treat that, where there is no reason in order for you to actually have needing of that. This feeling should be treated only by you actually doing something for yourself. But people don't do that because it takes effort, and people that are in depression are having problems putting in extra efforts towards their life. They feel like their work is already enough, that just right. I don't say that going to work isn't like demanding, right? I don't say that work is easy. I understand that for sometimes working more than 40 to 50 hours a week can be really demanding, but that's not the point. You have more than 50 hours in your life, and the way you treat the other hours in your life are as important, if it's not more important, than the hours you put in your work. If you work for 8 hours every day, that's great, right? But you still have 8 other hours to treat before sleeping your 8 hours. Let's say you sleep 8 hours. So these 8 hours that you have at home are really important. If you waste 4 of them on fapping to corn, then 2 of them on watching TV, it's already 6, you only have 2 left. Maybe you eat for 1 hour, so there's just only 1 left. This 1 left, what are you doing with it? Are you going to your addiction again? No, you already did 4 hours today. Maybe 4 was too much, but you still get my point. If you waste the 8 hours you get at home because you feel like your job took all of your energy, and now when I go home I have to relax, and then you relax every day, you wake up and you go home because you feel like, oh, I already overworked today at job, so I won't work again at home. You relax at home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday are your 2 free days of the week where you don't have to work. So what happened? You waste 16 hours of your day. You might say to me that it's not wasted because you like what you're doing. But if you're in a depression, if you're in a burnout right now, are you really liking what you're doing? So that's the initial point I was making, right? And the same applies to this feeling of shame. You feel this shame after you relapsed in your current addiction. Because of what? Because you know that deep down you could be able to go further, right? You would be able to go through this recovery without needing this relapse. And this shame is coming from the fact that you let your thoughts win. You tried to have this mindset shift, but it didn't happen. And now you are trying to fight on your mind, but at a point, what happened? You agreed with your mind. You said to yourself, oh, okay, today I'll relapse. Because if you think about it seriously, every time you relapse, what happened right before you relapse? You agreed with your brain. Your brain was telling you, oh, I'll go and do things. Oh, I want to fap. And at a point, he convinced you. And you agreed with it. Because you don't like close your eyes, open your eyes, and up, you're in the bathroom fapping yourself, right? It's not that. You're maybe in your bed and looking at Instagram. And then what happened? You start to get the urge. You start to get your brain talking to you. What happened? You go into the bathroom. Because you agreed with yourself, with your brain. They say, oh wow, this girl is so sexy. Oh, I just want to, I feel like I need to come. Why do you need to come? Well, I'm so stressed right now. Oh, I'm so bored. Oh, okay, I'll go right before doing my work, and then after I'll go do the work, right? These are type of arguments, and it all depends on the person, but for me it was kind of that. And what happened? You go and relapse, and once you relapse, you feel this shame and this guilt. But you're feeling this shame because you know that you could have not relapsed. You decided to relapse, and now after you did it, you have this shame. The same thing apply if you already tried to fuck a girl that you don't really like. And I'll be more specific on this. In French, we say avoir la dalle, but it's like when you're really hungry sexually, like in the topic of sexual things, you're really hungry to the point where you go and meet a woman that you don't like, but only to fuck her because you want to kind of waste your semen, but then you want to never hear about her again, right? And what happened is that they go do this with a woman that they wouldn't hold hands in the street, right? You don't want others to see you with her because she's really not attractive. But it's been so long since the last time you did things that you feel like you need to do things. So you do it with her, but what happened right after you came? This, if I remember well, it's called something like the come reality or things like that. It's right after you came, what happened? Now you kind of get back your conscience. You take back your concentration, and now what happened? You realize, oh, why? Why did I fuck her? And now you're just there wondering, like, why? Like, why this girl? Yeah. If you're a guy right now watching this, I'm sure you experienced this, or you know at least a friend that has already did this. Because it's not every guy, right? I never did this, but I know stories because I talk with a lot of other people, and I already heard a lot of stories like this. But I don't remember exactly the term, so that's what's making me a little bit mad right now. But it's like the community, something like that. And it's the moment you came, now you realize, like, why the fuck did I fuck this girl? And now you have this on your history, right? On your history. People will know, like, this girl might vent herself. Hey, you look at this beautiful guy, he fucked me, and to the other girls, right? To her friends. And now you are associated with her, but you don't want to be associated with her because she's ugly. You find her ugly, right? And that only happened after you came. And the same applies to your relapse. All the moments you tend to visualize yourself happening, you tend to fantasize about it, but what happened the moment you come, you realize you have this same come reality, and now you realize, damn, like, why did I relapse again? Why did I do this again? And now you start back from square one, and now your opportunity to learn from your mistake, you let it pass. You don't learn. Why? Because it would take extra effort. And you don't want to put in this extra effort in order for you to successfully quit this addiction. Because deep down, you don't really know. You don't really want to quit this addiction. You want to stay stuck. And this might be fucked up for you. But deep down, every time you relapse, you like it. Even though you have this shame, you have this guilt, you feel miserable, everything, deep down, you like it because you continue to do it. And the only way you can continue to do it, the only way you can keep on agreeing every time, the only way you can keep on having these urges, having to agree with them and letting your brain win, is because deep down you agree. Deep down you still want it. And you need someone to actually change this deep down feeling, this deep down thoughts. Because once you have them by your side, what happened? Deep down you don't want it. So you won't be able to get, like, convinced if you don't want it, right? Let's say my brain tries to convince me, but if I really don't want it, I just say no, right? You won't convince me to say yes. I just say no, and I continue doing my things. I do meditation, I read, I do other things. It's still trying to convince me? No, it's just not going to happen. And if I don't put myself in a situation where I will go and fap, I will never go and fap, right? I go to the bathroom, oh, okay, I'm there, I'm just, like, pissing. What happened? Oh, I have the urge. I go back and I go outside, I go run. I just go do something else. If I don't put myself to it, I won't fap. And it's when you take this responsibility of yourself that you start to really live your recovery. So in this way, you understood how the shame is coming. You understood how to deal with it. Now, the last thing I want to mention is to learn from your relapses. I talked about it a little bit. You have to learn from it. Every time you relapse, you will have the shame. Until you're able to understand all of this video, you might need to watch it a little bit more times. And once you understand, You have to learn from them. Learning from your mistakes is essential for you to progress and to improve. So by learning, I mean, what made you relapse? What was your trigger? What is the solution you maybe already applied? If that solution didn't work, why didn't it work? And what next solution could I apply to see if it's working? By doing this over and over, at a point you will have so many solutions for each trigger that you can't relapse anymore. Because you already have all the solutions applied. So now you don't even have triggers anymore because all of your triggers are counteracted by actually solutions. So now you don't have relapses, and because you don't have relapses, 1, 2, 3 months will go by, and after 3 months you basically don't have urges anymore. It's different for everyone, but I'm just talking like as general. And at that point you are basically free. You don't have urge, right? Right now I get urges like really rarely, but sometimes, right? Like as everybody. But me, I get urges not to go and fab. I get urges to go and fuck with a real woman, right? A desire to find well, I already have a girl right now, but finding myself a real girl and actually going and seeing her, doing things with her. These are my new urges. I don't get urges to go and watch my phone and watch corn on it. And I want you to be in the same case. Remember, first thing down in the description, and that I'll actually ask you to take care of yourself. Mwah.